My name's Corey and I'm an alcoholic. And today we were talking about rock bottoms. And
Good morning. How are you? Happy good day, my friend.
sí,
I love you.
tú también. The dude's teaching me Spanish, I'm teaching him English. But we were talking about rock bottoms. And not everybody's rock bottom is the same. And through the program, hopefully a lot of people don't have to witness the bottom because it's an ugly sight. But every single person's bottom is different, right? Like, you just say, for example, there's an entitled person, like a doctor, whatever, deserves the whole world. He can become an alcoholic as well, and his bottom might not be as low as mine, but he goes from staying in a mansion to staying in a trailer, you know. And honestly, the material shit that comes with it isn't very important to me. No, my rock bottom. I was alone in the streets and drinking all the time, smoking all dope and everything like that, but I went from like a place where that's okay to a place where it's really okay. And these people drop so far, you know, and it reminds me that addictions are real. It can happen to anybody, you know, and for whatever reason, my rock bottom wasn't rock bottom because I guess I created a shovel or something and just kept digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And for a long time, I was in the bottom of the pit looking for handouts and shit. Really what I needed is a hand up out of that pit that I was in, that deep, dark despair in my heart that I was in. I needed somebody to help me, not just give me stuff, but like actually help me. And that's what the state of Texas did when I got arrested. You know, I wasn't trying to stay sober, but I didn't have a choice. I was locked up. And then everybody's always talking about how much drugs and alcohol is in jail. I'm like, oh man, it's about to be a great time in jail. I'm about to trade these pills for whatever. Every cell I went into didn't have anything. So that's how I started sobriety. You know, and then I continued it once I got out of jail. They sent me to a 3-month rehab where I was telling the truth. And man, just let me out. I'm gonna go back to where I was at. I'm just gonna start doing drugs and drinking again anyways. But they told me they couldn't release me to the Opportunity Center, so that wasn't possible. And then after I start lying and say I don't want to do no drugs or alcohol, my life's completely changed. They let me out like a week or two later. But they sent me to another rehab center that I didn't have to be at. But by the time I got there, I think I had 9 months sober already. And so I kind of started thinking, maybe I can do this. So I pull up to the door, and I see there's a dope house right across the street. And I think that's one of the most important decisions that I've ever made in my life, is to knock on the door to this recovery center. Literally knocking on the door to recovery. And they let me in. And I was very glad that it didn't go across the street. You know, I had $5. I would have spent that $5 and fucked my life up over $5. You know, so I knew that if I went over there, I'd end up right back where I was at. And right back where I was at is not a good place. It wasn't a good place for me physically or mentally. I was giving up on life. I gave up on life. You know, and I didn't want to do that again. I have much more to live for now than I did then. I mean, I had my kid, but when I was drunk, I didn't care about him, the mother of my child, my parents. I didn't care about anybody except for getting another drink. You know, so sometimes sometimes hitting rock bottom is required to start getting sober. But if people start going to meetings before their lives get too bad, they can learn from other people, and that's what kind of saves me. And because if you have a whole bunch of people telling you something, then it's got to be true, right? Most of the time. And I'm just grateful for recovery. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to help people and maybe help them a little before they get to their rock bottom so they don't have to reach it. The rock bottom is a scary place. It's dark. It's full of misery and self-loathing and all that other shit that comes with using and drinking. Anyways, that's what I got for today. My name is Corey. I'm an alcoholic. And an addict. Thanks for listening.